Hey everybody, Life's Journey of 50 here. Hope everybody's doing well out there. It's getting, obviously it's a holiday, getting to be the holiday season. If you can, before we start this thing, could you hit the like, subscribe, notification button? Greatly appreciate it. On the way to 4,000, which very humbling. I appreciate you guys tuning in and giving me a shot to at least talk about this thing that we do, which is all these motorcycle things that we all get involved with. So today, as you guys noticed by the thumbnail, I want to talk about packing for a BDR and like what I pack out. And there's opportunities. I mean, you got Moto Camp Nerd, you've got Kilo, you got a bunch of stuff out there that really could help you if you're out and about doing adventure riding, or even if you're just doing normal riding, even if you're a cruiser or whatever, there's plenty of options for you to have. But this is what I pack out for a BDR. Now, let me preference this. Now, this is normally like a summertime BDR, not in the cooler weather. So, because I'll show a couple of different options, but this is what this past year on the Idaho BDR, we had temperatures that ranged anywhere from 42 degrees all the way up to about 95. And now I know Idaho can get a little bit warmer. So can some of the other BDRs. But this is what I packed out, and I'm going to do a couple of part series on this. So first and foremost, the tent that I used is from Moto Camp Nerd, and it's the Big Agnes. Now this is I think it's 2.5 or 3 person, and I'll put a description and link. But and this was actually fantastic. First time I ever used it. Now normally, you've probably seen the background potentially back there. I've got 2 Lone Rider tents. I've got the big Lone Rider one where you got the, I say the gazebo for the bike to go in, and I've got the smaller Lone Rider. And they're both fine. But the big one from Lone Rider is just way too big. If I use that one, it's usually, if I'm camping at a rally and I'm not trailering, I usually take that one, and that's good for like a 3, 4, 5 day because it's big, it's bulky, it's hard to pack, but it's a great tent. The smaller Lone Rider is nice, but I didn't like the fact that you had 2 sides and you kind of had to store your gear. And to me, it wasn't enough to get things off the bike and then have them available just outside your tent space inside. So this is the reason why I went ahead and purchased it. Now, I'm not sponsored by Moto Camp Nerd, none of that stuff. Ben and the team are great. They're fantastic people. I know you guys can see a lot of stuff from, Amanda from As a Magpie Flies, and Ben from Dork in the Road and stuff. And even Ian now is, I think, sponsored by Moto Camp Nerd. It was absolutely fantastic. Best tent that I've used camping. So again, obviously there'll be some pictures and stuff that you guys will see in this video, but it really was great because I had a lot of space on the inside. At nighttime, I download, some of my videos and all that stuff, and kind of, keep that stuff going as I travel. And this gave me enough room to put things on the inside, as well as then I kept boots and everything else in the kind of, I call it the vestibule area, which is a much larger area. Plus it helps you kind of stretch out and all that stuff. So great tent here. So enough on the tents. I did not take a sleeping bag. And again, it's summertime. Now, if I do a sleeping bag and it's cooler weather, I would say early spring, late fall, obviously wintertime, I do have stuff from Moto Camp Nerd. It's the Big Agnes 0 degree bags. It's absolutely fantastic. And I also use the Big Agnes sleeping mat that actually tucks into the corners of that sleeping bag. But for here, I just use the Sea to Summit Traveler. And it's good for, roughly down to about 45 degrees. I got the long one here. But what's nice about this is that you can actually zip up the bottom and almost be able to get your feet hooked into the bottom, and then use that obviously on top of the sleeping mat. So again, this is the Sea to Summit Traveler, 45 degrees, 7 Celsius, 45 degree, and it worked fantastic. Only one night did it got a little chilly. But again, you can layer up or whatever, but I really never was like freezing cold because the one time it did get down into the low 40s, but it was still warm enough for me. So again, fantastic piece. Matter of fact, and then the other thing in here, that's also from Moto Camp Nerd. Carry a piece in here, but Xpeed, this is the air mattress blow it up thing. Obviously, I'll dial that in there. Obviously, you got to have one of those things for the air mattress. I don't know about you, but I'm not blowing that up. Now, on this setup, I did not use a Big Agnes one. I did buy this. This is Kilos Gear. This is their Elite sleeping pad. Awesome sleeping pad. Really loved it. And it was perfect for what I needed as that. So again, this is that piece. And then there was there's a little thin sheet. And again, I'll have descriptions on this, but this is Sea to Summit. This is just kind of like a little blanket. You could get in it and, kind of curl up in it. But actually what I did with this is I took this mattress, because if you're sleeping on that mattress pad, it's plastic, and if you sweat a little bit or whatever, you feel a little sticky to it or whatever, and then sometimes you slide around. But I actually took this and put the mattress pad inside of here and created kind of like a little sheet over it. And again, with the blanket, the Sea to Summit blanket, it was absolutely the perfect thing for me. And not only that, but it packs down extremely well. So again, this little thing, it balls up. This thing can stuff even more, as you can see here. So packing wise, that was great, because I got everything into this Moscow Moto Alpine 50 here. And great, I got tent, sleeping gear, all this stuff and more that I'm going to show you. So that was great. So that's the tent, sleeping pad. We got the blanket. We got the little sheet that kind of goes over it. And so then I also used, which is even unbelievable, this is the pillow lock system, and it's the Sea to Summit. But look how small that pillow is. It's in my hand. So yeah, just a little bit of a pillow. That's all you needed right here. And this worked fantastic while I was out. So again, small, compact. You can get it in here. This is a microfiber towel. So taking showers or whatever you needed out on the thing, this thing dries really super quick. I mean, literally, you can take a shower, you hang it up on your bike or whatever, and within 15 minutes or so, this is dry and you're able to pack it back up. So that's really nice on that. Now, some people take chairs, some people don't. I like to take a chair because sometimes if you're camping, you might not find a rock or a stump that's around the area and you want something to hang out when you have a campfire and that type of thing. So I got this chair from Click. Again, not sponsored. Expensive. I think two for $200 or something like that, or one for like $129. But they support my big butt. It's comfortable, easy, packable. Now, the only thing on this is a little heavy. So it does add a little bit of poundage. So if you're trying to cut weight on your bike and cut weight on your travel, then I would say that maybe try to find something maybe a little bit different. But the Click chair worked extremely well. So toiletry bag. Now, granted, I'm a BDR ambassador. So these are really nice from the BDR, but there's other ones. I have one from Moto Camp Nerd as well, and just put all your toiletries in here. So pretty much all that, and again, these are the stakes that come with the tent, and the what do they call that? The foot pad of the tent, all go in there, and they all fit into the 50-liter bag, this Alpine bag from Moscow Moto. So that was great. Now, I'm going to walk around and take a little bit of video on this stuff, but you'll see though. So that all my camping gear, all that stuff fit into that bag. So that was, to me, it's very compact. Some of the things I do carry medical kit. This is Moscow Moto's medical kit. I carry that up here. I carry a 1 liter of gas. Now, granted, on my BDRs, I always ride my GSA, and it's got a huge tank. I usually don't have to worry about too much gas, but I do carry a 1 liter, and you just never know, because you might some of the BDRs, especially out west, don't have, sometimes they run out of gas and stuff. So that 1 liter, it always has a little bit of something. Also, if you're having a hard time now, obviously I carry stuff for campfires, quick start, you know, pieces and stuff like that. But if you got damp wood or whatever, having a little bit of gasoline to throw on it might help you, you know, getting a campfire going. But I have a multi-purpose axe here that has, you know, I drive my steaks with it. I could chop wood. It's also got other stuff, you know, here to help out. In here, I normally carry, and I won't get into everything, but in here I carry my tools, and I carry a you know, full set to be able to change tires, anything that happens on the bike. And again, I'm not much of a mechanic, but what I do have in here can do that. Spoons for the tire in case I tear a sidewall or something like that, something happens. I carry an extra tube when I do travel. Granted, these are tubeless tires, but I carry a tube because you just never know that if you get a sidewall tear and you're out in the wilderness, you can bust down your tire. And because these are 19s and 17, I carry a 19-inch tube because I can throw it into the rear tire if needed, air it up and get me to a place, you know, that'll satisfy. But I also have, if we hydro lock, I've got all the tools if I need to do all that. That's all in there. And then also all my cooking gear. So, and I'm a pretty simple guy. I do a jet boil and then, you know, obviously just stuff goes all in here. So the other side of my pannier is my clothes, my laptop, electronics, all that stuff is over there. I carry a canister for water. And then on these back mollies, obviously I got the 1 liter. I've got another hydro flask for water, but then I can also stuff like 1 liter bottles that I pick up at the convenience stores or wherever we're at. And then my front pouch up here has pieces parts. It's also got 1 or 2 extra sets of gloves. If I get wet, you know, I carry waterproof gloves. And I'm going to go do a video on kind of that gear, what I wear. But gloves, and then I've got like extra bungee cords, just some extra stuff that if a buckle or something breaks on one of these or something happens, I've got some extra just stuff to hair there. And then obviously I've got my tank bag here. A lot of people say, why such a big tank bag? Well, I ride to the BDRs. That's the reason why this bike has 67,000 miles on it. I ride to the BDRs. I like the waterproofness of this. And then I can carry, you know, camera and stuff up in here, those type of things that go in there. But realistically, though, the camping gear that I just covered was perfect. And I've used that for Colorado. I've used it for Idaho. I wish I would have had probably a little bit better setup in my earlier stages. I carried too much and too big, bulky stuff when I did the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and even Wyoming. But anyways, it cuts weight, really compact. Get it all in the 50-liter bag, and then I'm off to the races. And I think that's, you know, been great. So again, if you're looking at packing for a BDR, I would say, you know, try to be as minimalistic as possible. I used to think that, you know, I needed 3 or 4 pairs of underwear, all that stuff, or I've needed 3 or 4 or 5 jerseys, and you know, I just packed way too much. And over the last couple of years, I've really just dialed it back. And like I said, I'll get into what I wore for Idaho, but the jerseys and all that stuff, you only need a couple of those things, you know, a couple of base layer pieces. You got plenty of places to find places to wash things out, let them dry if they get a little crusty or whatever. And so you can really dial back on your packing and be smart about it. 2 or 3 pairs of socks. You don't need a lot of items, especially when you're doing a BDR, because you're living really out in the back country. And it's just, you don't need to carry all that extra weight, you know, especially if you're riding these big bikes like I do. Cutting even more weight on them helps you navigate a little bit better and keeps you afloat. So, but I've seen a lot of people pack up smaller bikes. I mean, we were on Idaho. You guys, I'll show this to you, but we had a guy that rode a 300, CRF 300 from Honda, and he rode all the way there from Washington, D.C. I was amazed, and I was like, and look at all the stuff he had on his bike. So pretty crazy, but I like to dial it back, a little bit lighter loads, make sure that it's the right pack out for you. And again, I just wanted to share these items with you. Like I said, I'll leave some descriptions, but most of the stuff can be found on Motocamp Nerds. So hopefully that helps. That's a little bit of a pack out for a BDR. Again, everybody has their needs and wants on a BDR, so hopefully this helps. So, all right, folks, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.